Hey dudes, how's it going? Let's go steal a dog. Hello, Hershey. Box. Boop. Oh, clear skies. First throw is always the most exciting one, eh? Okay, ready? Oh my gosh. I do not know why that didn't work. Hershey, oh. Hershey. Oh, good. No. I can't believe how hot it is. Hey dudes, how's it going? Welcome back to another video where I have borrowed a dog. So it is actually our birthday this week. It's the birthday of our channel, our second birthday, which is really nice. And it just got me thinking about this channel, and this channel has just become so much more than I thought it would be. Initially it was just a way for us to do youth work online over COVID, and now it's just grown and it's got its own proper identity, and I'm just so proud of what this channel is and you guys following along with our stuff. It just, like 2 years on, it's just so clear that God had such a bigger plan for this channel than I thought anyway. And I say that humbly. I mean, we've not got millions of subscribers, we've not even really got hundreds, we've got 100 and something, so not mountains, but I think what it means is so huge. So that's really important, and that's really, really nice. And I've got a slightly strange relationship with this channel because it's not actually mine. I don't own it. I'm employed as a youth worker, so my employers own the work that I'm doing. They own this channel, and I'm hosting it, but really it's all God's work. It's everything here is what God has created and what He's done. So it's a slightly odd relationship, but I feel so personal with you guys. Like, this channel's just opened up so many doors for really interesting in-depth conversations about stuff that people don't normally talk about. And we just journeyed through things together a bit differently than we would have in person at our usual youth clubs and stuff. So this just feels like a very happy birthday week for us. So I've been thinking a lot this week anyway about things that God has been teaching me that I wanted to share with you guys, but also I just think this is a perfect week to do that because we're talking about our birthday and the growth that God has done on this channel. That links quite well into the growth that He can do in us and the things that He can continue to teach us as we grow with Him and get to know Him. Hershey, where's your ball? Where's your ball? You've literally just walked away from it. Where's your ball? That's a molehill. So the first thing God has been teaching me recently is about Lent, which is currently happening at the moment, and I had a really nice chat with some of you guys on our Instagram story today about that. So Lent is the 40-day period leading up to Easter where Christians give something up or take something up to help reflect on and appreciate Jesus fasting in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, being tempted by Satan, leading up to His death and resurrection on the cross. So this year I decided to take up praying for a different person every day, and this has been really interesting. Some of the people are like friends, family, some of them are you guys, some of them are people I'm not in fantastic relationships with at the moment. But you know, that's a really important thing, to be praying for our enemies. I wouldn't call them my enemies, but the Bible uses that language sometimes, so I'm going to use that too. One ball phone. It's going to have to be a left-handed one. Oh, crumbs. Ooh. Sorry. Oh, please don't go in the woods. Hershey! I don't know why, but when I shout, my voice doesn't get louder, it just gets higher, more whiny. That's so annoying. So unhelpful. There she is! She's waiting for me to throw the ball. Praying for your enemies is a really interesting one because obviously you don't need to be praying, oh God, I pray that you stop this person from being horrible, and you teach them a lesson and you smite them down. So what I'm learning is that the way that you pray for your enemies says a lot about you and the condition of your heart. So praying for your enemies isn't just about, Lord, sort them out. It's also about giving thanks and appreciating that they're still God's creation, and they have the access to forgiveness from God exactly the same way that we do as well. Secondly, on just sitting down with a notebook and thinking about the things I'm going through and the way my heart feels about things. I'm actually someone who's dealing with a lot of disappointment, and I don't necessarily think that's from me setting my expectations too high. I think I've just hoped for things and they haven't quite worked out as I wanted to, or sometimes, you know, I feel a bit like I've been hard done by, I've been let down by people. So in my prayers with that, I've just been learning with God that no matter what disappointment I feel from people, He's never going to disappoint me and He's always there for me. I have to say her in the face. Hershey, she's fine. She oh bless, you've got a big old mark on it. Oh. Yeah, God's never going to disappoint us. He's always there for us, and I can always put my hopes in God rather than earthly people, and my love will be content. Another thing is that I actually have a problematic video, which I didn't realise until very recently. I mean, luckily it's just been a video idea that I've had for a year and never used. And I'm glad I've never used it, because I met a woman at church recently and I learned something from God through conversation with her that's really made me think differently about this video, and realised that the video could actually have been quite problematic if I had made it and posted it. And that video is what I was like before I became Christian. And I was going to sit down and tell a couple story times about the person I used to be and the funny, kind of funny, but bad things I used to do, and how since becoming Christian, God has just changed my heart. So the intention behind it was good, but the conversation I had with this woman was that she was saying, you know, before I became Christian, I used to just think that all Christians were perfect and never went through anything bad. And now that she's become a Christian, she knows that that's not the reality. Everyone goes through hard times. And it's really just changed my perspective on this video. And I thought, oh gosh, I would hate to have posted that video and for it to look like the message of the video was that I was an awful person before I became a Christian. If you're not Christian, you're an awful person too. And now that Jesus is in my life, I'm perfect. And I'm really good and I don't do bad stuff. Because that's so not true. I do awful things. Oh, I've got stories. So God has just taught me to look at things from a better point of view, a more empathetic point of view. And I'm so glad that he never put it on my heart in this year of me having this idea. He never put it on my heart for me to make that and post it, because I think it would have come across wrong. Whereas now I think he's just teaching me a much better attitude to have towards making that video. So I might still make it one day. And if I do, I hope I'm gonna make it in a way that communicates properly what I want to say and not something really wrong and problematic. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, how on earth do I hear God speak to me? He's never spoken to me. I've never heard an audible voice in my head from him. It's not always like that. Like I said, with me meeting this woman at church and just learning something from her that really connected with me spiritually and in my heart. A similar thing happens with a YouTuber that I've mentioned before called Kyan, and in one of her videos I really had a reality check about my relationship with God. And I'm pretty good at doing a weekly Bible study with God. I spend about an hour with a coffee doing a Bible study and learning a lot from his word. But I think there are points in your relationship with God where you've got to have the Bible open and you've got to be looking into his word and learning about his story, his love for us through the Bible. And there are other times where you've got to have a closed Bible relationship with God, where your relationship with God exists outside of that and it's personal and it's just sitting in his presence, praying. And that's something that I found difficult recently. I'm not very good at just sitting and being quiet, or even praying sometimes I find hard. So it's just really good to have that reminder to just persevere and do that. And since giving that a go, and I feel like now the way that I speak about God in these videos isn't just going to be coming from, oh well, God said this in the Bible, so it's true. It'll be coming from that and, well, I feel this in my heart and I've got this close connection with God that I want to share and talk about. So those are the things that God has been teaching me recently. I hope this sheds a bit of light that we're all learning stuff from God all the time. We've all got ways to grow, but it's alright because God is kind and merciful and he forgives us, and he just loves it when we grow with him and become more like him every day in the way we think and the things that we do. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!